Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it's time for our day one patch review of the latest massive balance patch in Hearthstone that saw these king plushes no longer have charge. Somebody didn't read the patch notes and actually lost to an Imbue Priest, because yeah, Imbue Priest got buffed, Imbue Paladin got buffed. There's a ton of changes, and I wanted to give my general feelings after playing like every mode on the patch day, how it felt, as well as a shop update, going over 2 new portraits added to the shop earlier this week. Didn't really have time to throw it in with all the patch note news. We'll do it on this video, so if you want to check those out, stay tuned at the end. And as always, if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers in that brand Bronzebeard cosplay. And yeah, we just hit the final 2,500 subs. We're getting awfully close. So thank you all for your support, and hit that sub button, make me go brand. So it's kind of ironic, right after the patch, we got Imbue Priest here beating Imbue Hunter, although not entirely sold Imbue Priest is amazing or all that great, but that was one of the bigger changes. And before we get into more of stuff I always forget, if you haven't already, make sure to go into your collection, type in refund in that search bar, and disenchant every nerf card. Make sure to sort by wild, since there were some wild cards. If you have them, get that full dust refund. I keep the gold as its signature since I have everything in like a lot of dust, but yeah, always make sure to do that. So yeah, Imbue Priest getting a very significant buff. Imbue Paladin, it feels like got the biggest of the biggest buffs. We'll talk about that in a bit, but overall, I have to say, I felt like I could play Hearthstone again. Not having these plushes come down turns like 6-7. You're not on that timer every game to either disrupt them or kill them, and it made up a huge chunk of the meta, right? So that in itself has made things feel a lot better. And I just wanted to start the video just by general feelings on the buff so far, because I feel like that's the biggest thing outside of, you know, plush is gone, right? Plush is terrible. I think I saw the stats, like 33% win rate on that deck. Although I did have a game where I got ridiculously OTK'd by double Goldrin and the new Hound, but I mean, they got lucky. They earned it. They earned it. I could live with it. I got a little mad though, because I get mad every time I lose. But yeah, that was pretty darn good content. But anyways, Blessing of the Moon for Priest. So far, early on, the main way I've seen this be successful is with Protoss stuff. Very aggro. It feels like it's just going into aggro decks, right? You get that guaranteed little like cheap burst or whatever, or value, and you still play the like Protoss aggro priest package. Control, I'm not sold on it yet. I know some people have had some success with it, but overall, I'm seeing like 40%. Well, look, very, very early stats. There's not much available, but like Control Imbue Priest does not look great. But yeah, aggro Imbue Priest, of course the aggro one seems to maybe be working out, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It's definitely way better, and we'll see. Of course, it's been less than a day how the meta develops, but overall, making it a playable priest minion spell, which is hilarious, because like, again, do they have playable cards? They do, but the meme is really good. It helps a lot, right? You don't have whiffs anymore, and that is a huge deal. 2 mana do nothing is like just the worst thing you could do in this current Hearthstone game, right? It's just something that made it absolutely dreadful. One of the decks that was just as bad as Imbue Priest is Imbue Paladin. I played this for like 3 hours today. I went nearly positive. I had a decent run with it at like top 200 legend. The stats look promising on it. Having this 1-mana hero power is so much better. Just playing like the new 4-drop dragon on 5 with that hero power, amazing, right? It's amazing how Gen Greymane is still very good if you just get it right away out of your hero power, or just be a demon hunter, right? And absolutely making a big deal. It looks like a legitimate deck. I will try and have a gameplay video on Imbue Paladin later today. It's pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet deck, and I don't think it's gonna be like top tier, but I think it could be competitive. It could have a shot at being like a tier 2, tier 3 deck, and that's all you could ask for. And it's crazy how just like one buff can really do that. And yeah, it just made the game feel a heck of a lot better. So let's look at some early stats, how things are looking. HS Replay is always a little bit further behind. They don't like to give low sample size stuff, right? So front page hasn't really changed much. This is the arena. We'll talk about that in a second. But standard, we've gone from 3 green classes to like, we're still there. We won't get a better idea. That's why I don't do deck recommendations, at least for 48 hours. But this isn't really a great sign of anything going on. Like, I think their meta page still typically hasn't been updated yet. You can look like last one day, but it's still like Imbue Hunter second deck, which it's just not. Big DH is not up there. Shallow Dristle Paladin literally can't exist as it stands. So we'll take a quick look. But actually, before we take a quick look, I will remind you guys, don't play Arena. If you need a reminder, if you want to play Arena, this is what you're going to be facing. Imbue Priest with a lot of these cards in hand, and you're going to lose a lot unless you draft Priest and you have to play Priest Mirrors. It's brutal. It's brutal. We're getting that major Arena update with the pre-order patch, which we'll talk about probably next week. Is probably coming in like a couple of weeks, like already. Yes, this has been a way too fast a timeline, but that's what happens when they try and change things up, right? We'll talk about that, but yeah, no adjustments yet for Arena, and it is absolutely brutal. But if we take a look at the HS Replay or HS Guru stats, which again, very small, we don't have a ton. You can see how I'm talking about Imbue Priest is looking not super promising. But the cool thing we see is Imbue Paladin at Diamond through Legend positive. This is kind of scary, Protoss Mage being top tier, but again, it's super early. We'll have to see how things develop. It just might be a meta kind of friendly for it, where there's not a ton of pressure on them, and then they can gain that armor and kill you with the Colossus, which again, people will not be happy if this deck's actually good. And I won't be either, but it was sub 40% before this patch, and it's showing like 60% very early on. If we look at the Legend meta itself, again, extremely limited sample size on what we have here. But yeah, Imbue Paladin at least exhibiting a positive win rate, and Protoss Mage being the outlier early on. But again, less than 5,000 games. It's pretty irrelevant numbers. We don't know, but there is a sign. Again, Imbue Priest over 41%, and you'll just note that none of these decks are like super aggressive. None of them kill you really fast. A lot of them are pretty grindy, right? But overall, Hearthstone, I'll just show my tweet I made right after my stream when I could not win today. I was super salty, but I wasn't mad at the meta. I was just mad at my luck. I could not win a game. I got counter after counter, bad luck. That's the type of Hearthstone stuff I like to be mad at, because it's bad luck, whatever. So I said here, overall day one thoughts, we could actually play Hearthstone again. It feels kind of like Hearthstone again. That's how bad the mini set really had effect on things. No idea what's good or bad, which I really don't. It's really early. All I know is I'm not getting OTK'd on turn 6 or losing to 2 4-drops on turn 1 anymore. I'll take it. And this was me being, I was just pretty salty. I had lost, I think like 2.5 hours. I won like 1 game. And if you know me at all, I don't handle losing very well. And I'll give a shout out to Hi Sayaka saying I played for 8 hours today and can confirm, it's been confirmed, the meta is way better now. Good job and thank you. But then she played Protoss Mage. What are you doing now? Play what you want. Play what you want. And yeah, that was my sentiment. I saw like Clark was pretty positive. Kibler, who was like saying Hearthstone's not fun right now. I think he hit Legend with the Imbue Priest, so clearly he's happy now. And yeah, having that Plush Hunter gone, Shallow Dristle Paladin being completely, well, nuked. Rogue Scam, there is that Cycle Rogue that's a bit spooky, exhibiting possible positive win rates, but very limited sample size. Pretty spooky, but the meta's wide open. The meta's wide open. Feel like this is the actual mini set launch, just like we had the delayed Into the Emerald Dream launch. And I will recommend Hearthstone. Check it out if you got some time and some cards, give it a go. But just be warned, we're probably getting an expansion pre-order sooner than later. And also there's supposed to be a balance patch early June, so things will get shaken up again. But I have to say, Hearthstone, at least right now, it's feeling like Hearthstone again, which is a good thing in my books. And as for that shop update, we have the new Jailer bundle, a more premium Death Knight portrait, I believe. $15 US, 1875 Canadian. You get the 5 Death Knight packs, a pretty nice card back as well. And well, the Jailer sounds and looks like this.
The Jailer versus Uther.
I will fight with honor. Reality must be remade.
Hail, lost soul. I find your spirit worthy. I thank you. How striking. A flawed move. All that you know will be undone. No. I require more mana. Bear witness. I offer my regrets. Are you?
So another pretty sweet Deathlight portrait if you are interested. There's also a cheaper, more basic portrait, no animations, no tray. The Frost Wyrm Malygos bundle, you get the 5 Mage packs. It's like $10 US, $12.50 Canadian, and Malygos looks and sounds like this.
Malygos versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
I soar above it all. Hail! The winds blow in your favor. How good of you. Chilling! A pity. I could freeze you where you stand! Unthinkable. My mana is low. Ironic, really. Permafrost! My apologies. Alas, I must retreat.
Two pretty cool portraits in there if you're interested. Honestly, it's like the only cosmetic I think that's worth it at all in Hearthstone. Guaranteed value, right? You can just put it as your portrait. You see it every game, whereas these signature cards are like way more expensive, don't have animations or voice work, and you only see them once in a blue moon, or they suck and you don't even play them. And there are, I believe, 2 returning portraits. Vendor Maiev is $8.75 Canadian, probably like $7.50 USD, or you can get it for 1,000 gold. It's an okay portrait. Nothing too special, at least in my opinion. And this one's weird. Mecha Jaraxxus is back. It's a sick portrait, but you might not be able to be offered it. It's really weird. If you got this card back that comes with him, whether you bought it in your collection or you got like the cheaper pre-order that only had the card back and not Jaraxxus, I don't know if it's still bugged, but it's not in the shop. I know they're working on fixing that. I don't know if it's been fixed yet, but just be warned. And it costs 1,500 gold, 12.50 Canadian, which I'm guessing is $10 USD. But yeah, it's a really sick portrait if you can get it for 1,000 gold. If it's there, I do recommend it. So yeah, there you go. Day 1 patch review. Yeah, Hearthstone feels a lot better. Plush being gone is so huge. And again, they really helped curve like a lot of the scan decks with Paladin and Rogue. Demon Hunter slowed down. The game is wide open. We don't know what the best is, but I'll try to hook you guys up with the best decks tomorrow. We even talk about Wild, which I have zero idea of how those nerfs are impacting Wild, because Wild, even smaller sample size and stuff, they'll be really interesting to see when those stats start coming in. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.